Alright guys, promised you a flashlight review. So today we're going to be looking at the Rayovac industrial grade LED flashlight. This one happens to be the 3C version. This comes in a couple different sizes. The 3C one is $30, roughly like $25 to $27 is a lot of the average prices on this. They also make some smaller models. I like this one a lot. I really like this one. They make one, I think, that takes 3 AAA batteries. It's like yay big. I don't like that one. I think that for what this flashlight offers in this size, it's fantastic. In the smaller ones, like if you're looking more towards a pocket light, there's just too many other better options out there. You know, brighter flashlights that cost about the same amount of money. You know, when you get into Phoenix and 4.7s and stuff like that, they're really hard to beat. But as far as this larger light goes, for the price, like I said, about $25, $27, somewhere around there. It's hard to beat. I like it a lot. Now, I've always been a fan of mag lights, you know, for cars or just for a home light. You know, an upgraded or, you know, stock mag LED, you know, like a 3D or something like that, 3D cell. Great for a lot of different reasons, but particularly when you're kind of investigating things, it's just, if nothing else, it's just a big, heavy, clunky thing you can use for an impact weapon. This one specifically, it reminds me very much of a SAP, okay, SAP. And if you don't know what that is, generally speaking, they're impact weapons. It's supposed to be used for self-defense. A lot of times you'll see a SAP being used in like a mafia movie where basically you got 3 Italian guys, you know, they're all in their suits and stuff, and they need to knock someone out, and the guy kind of stands behind them. And basically it's like a little leather strip. And at the end of the strip, it's round, and there's a lead weight inside. Okay, the leather kind of softens the impact. It doesn't really make any noise. It contains the lead inside, and it just knocks them out. Little, you know, smack to the back of the head there. This thing works just the same. This thing has some heft. It weighs more than a pound, but less than 1.5 pounds. And I know that because it was too much for my small scale, which goes up to 1 pound. And my bathroom scale won't register anything under 1.5 pounds. So it's somewhere in there between 1 pound and 1.5 pounds. But it has these rubber end caps on both sides. Now they're kind of pliable. Looks like you can peel them back a little bit, but they're not removable or anything. And the purpose of these rubber pads is no matter how you drop this thing, it'll land on the rubber and it will absorb some of that impact. Okay, so you don't damage the flashlight as much. But with the heft it has and these rubber ends, I mean, this would make an awesome little billy club or sap. You really can't beat it. So that's why I really would recommend this flashlight for maybe just home, something to keep by your you know, control panel, your electrical panel, or something to keep, you know, in, you know, by the corner in a room somewhere behind a dresser or something like that. Something where you know it's always going to be. Power goes out in your house. You can grab a flashlight. It's just big, easy to grab, easy to maneuver around. It has enough power. It's got 140 lumens. We'll talk more on specs in a minute. But specifically, really just recommended for a car. To put in between the frame of the car and the driver's seat on the left-hand side, so that, let's say you're driving at night, you're getting out of your car, whether you're going from your car to your door, car to another vehicle, you're walking through a parking lot, whatever it is, it's right there for you to grab. I think carjackings aren't as prevalent as they used to be. But if you're someone who just does not have a gun, doesn't carry knives, whatever, it's just good to have something, you know, and to be right there, you know, so when you're sitting in the driver's seat, you can just grab it at all times. It's great. So that's what I really recommend it most for, is a perfect vehicle light, or even if you want to put this in a duffel bag to make your bob or something for your vehicle. You know, wintertime, at least for me in Pennsylvania, is coming around the corner here. And I'm hoping sometime by Christmas to have a car. I'm gonna make a whole car bob, and this will definitely be the light that I choose for my car flashlight. But anyway, let's talk a little bit about the packaging. All right, I want to show you the packaging here. This is how it came, just like that. It's nice and exposed. What I like about packaging on flashlights these days, and I've noticed a trend change. Okay, some of the terminology has changed. This shows 140 lumens, okay? Only a couple years ago, lumens were not mentioned on flashlight packaging. Lumens is not a word that the general public knows about, nor should they know about it. It's not, you don't learn about lumens in school, you know? It's acquired information. You know, it's touted, it's marketing here. So they say 140 lumens, and you go, what's that? That must be good. It's, you know, bold on the front of the package, real big. But like I said, the general person doesn't know that. If you're watching the videos and you're really into this kind of stuff, the tactical stuff, and then, you know, survival and wilderness and living and blah, 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 you like flashlights, turn to a loved one in your home who doesn't know anything about your hobbies, okay? If you're young, ask a parent, ask a grandparent, you know, do you know what lumens are? You know, if you're older, married, ask your wife if, you know, she doesn't already know about your obsessions and hobbies. Or, you know, ask your girlfriend, ask whatever. Ask your neighbor, hey, you know what lumens are? Most likely they're going to say no, because it's not something everyone knows about. But what I like about this is that flashlight companies are starting to cater to their consumer. You know, if you're buying, the average person who sees this in Home Depot or Lowe's or something, they're going to go, yeah, it's a big light, it's big, must be bright, whatever. They're not going to really know what a lot of this stuff means or care. They're just looking for a flashlight to work. But us, me and you guys, we know what we're looking for, and thank you very much for putting that information on the package. I like it. Something subtle, something easy. Obviously, Rayovac is a battery company, but they're making their own flashlights now. They make a couple other products as well. But let's see what information we can get off of the package. I can get most of the specs right off the package. In fact, the only thing I can't get off the package is its length and size. So I'm going to do that separately right now for you. From the tip of the bezel to the butt of the flashlight here is 9.5 inches, and diameter on the outside diameter of the rubber is 1.5 inches. Okay, so that's it with that. But everything else we need to know about this flashlight is on the box as far as specs go. So we look at this, and let's look at the marketing here. Say, rubber shock absorbers. Yes, that's true. Very cool. I already talked about that. It says aluminum titanium body. That's a little mischievous, you know, aluminum titanium. Well, what is it? Is it aluminum or is it titanium? Is it a little bit of both? It's actually, I mean, it's predominantly aluminum. It's anodized black here, so most likely what they did was a little thin layer of titanium just to make an easier, cleaner anodization. That's all it is. It doesn't have a lot of titanium in it. Titanium's expensive to use, and aluminum's easier to use. But they're, you know, it's a selling point. Okay, shatterproof lens and reflector, excuse me, there's only one. Shatterproof, I don't know, we'll test it, maybe we'll throw it around in the review, we'll see. Actually, you know what, I'm gonna do a separate video actually abusing this, because I want to see how far I can take it. Hopefully it doesn't break, but if it does, I will get a new one, because I like it that much. 140 lumens, decent. Definitely decent for a mainstream flashlight. There's plenty of flashlights out there you can pick up at Home Depot or Lowe's that may be in and around that or surpassing that light, but it's definitely sufficient, okay? 30-foot drop test, or 9 meters, basically showing its toughness, its ruggedness, okay? This is a Rayovac industrial grade flashlight. So they have to pitch that, you know, it's beefy, it's tough. And you know what? I get that feeling with this because of the weight, with the rubber and everything. I mean, it just feels solid. I love it. I love it for that. It does feel like a good, solid product. I will throw it up in the air 30 feet and let it drop a couple times to test that. Well, that'll be a separate video. The demolition, we'll call it. I want to see how far this thing can go. But anyway, here's another thing. Energy saver mode. This is a little hokey. Okay, there's no energy saving mode. There's a low mode. 140 lumens is high, and their low is 45 lumens. Let's bring this back down to the bottom. By the way, batteries included. Very cool, Rayovac, since you are a battery company. Very nice of you to include the batteries. Most things don't come with batteries these days. So bonus points for that. Not that, you know, it's terribly expensive, but C batteries, I don't know, it'll save you $5 or so. So here's the bottom. Now, I think the average person would look at this chart and think nothing of it, not really know what these symbols mean or what they represent. Maybe they figure out the clock. But for us flashlight guys, you know, and gear guys and gals out there, we know all this crap, right? All right, so let's use logic for a second here, mixed in with our acquired knowledge. What's that? That's a picture of a cloud with little lines coming down. Most likely rain, right? So that means what? It's raining in this flashlight? No, of course not. It means it's probably waterproof. And that's exactly what that means. So this light is waterproof. Very cool, but you know what? I'm not sold yet. A lot of flashlights are waterproof. Over here, it shows 9 meters and then 30 feet. and it's an arrow going down and up. Now that can be very confusing. How I take this, how I assume this symbol is, or what I assume this symbol is representing, is by 9 meters up, shining this down on the ground, it creates a 30-foot beam, or spread, I should say. Now, you see the high mode here, there's 3 images and information, and the low mode. High mode, we have this array of lines, this is 140. Now, by our acquired knowledge, that's representing lumens. So on high, it's 140 lumens. Little clock here is gonna be your run time. So you have 38 hours on high with fresh batteries. And this little picture, I assume, is the beam, all right? And I don't know if you see that, but it says 138 amps for meters. So on high, you got 140 lumens going out 138 meters. Now, I don't know if I'll be able to test this myself. I can't really measure meter. I suppose it could, but I probably won't. I'll trust that that's what it is. And when I'm done with this review, we're gonna go outside, do a little beam shot at night here. But anyway, on energy saver mode, that's what I don't like. Just, it's high and it's low. Don't pitch like energy saving thing. Of course, lower is gonna be, you know, but anyway, that's marketing for you. 45 lumens for 85 hours, and you get an 85 meter beam. Lifetime warranty on this, and basically that's like a standard warranty. They will warranty against any defaults. If you abuse this, then it voids the warranty, okay, or misuse. So, big on the side, indestructible. Again, pitching the whole hardcore, hard use deal. Very nice. Let's see what the back has to say here. Okay. On top here it says internal engineering for toughness. Well, okay, the inside's extra beefy. Water resistance, very cool, very common. High performance LED lasts up to 50,000 hours. That's standard. Most LEDs last for 50,000 hours. By the way, we don't know exactly what kind of LED is in this, although I'd imagine it's just a standard, probably a standard Cree, nothing special or anything new. Energy saver mode, again, we talked about that. Little hokey, it's just high and low. And then instructions how to replace batteries. Here's where I got a little confused. Look at the pictures they use on this packaging. Now you would assume the pictures would depict different situations you may need to use a flashlight. Now, what I see here are 4 different pictures, right? In every picture we have a consistent theme. Guys with hard hats on, hammers, drills, toolbox, or perhaps a large lunch, climbing a beam for no reason, just randomly climbing a beam. So these are what I would consider construction workers, right? That's cool. Construction workers can use flashlights. It could be something you'd use, right? They're building things. You see structures here. What I don't get is in this picture, the sun is out. No need for a flashlight at all. The sun is right. It's the whole sun. Not even like a partial sun. You got the whole sun here. Who's using the flashlight? What's that for? Over here, it's kind of like midday. Still plenty bright. No one's using a flashlight there. Now it's kind of like, you know, sunset. It's getting a little dim. No one even has a flashlight in their hand yet. And over here, we're at dusk. It's starting to get dark. Definitely flashlight territory. And what's this guy doing? He's got his lunchbox or a Sawzall. I don't know what that is. But no flashlight. What I think they should have done, hey, it's just me. It's a crazy concept. Maybe a picture at night of like a lady walking her dog with the flashlight in her hand and on. That would make me want to buy this a little bit more than looking at a bunch of random construction guys building things in the daylight. I don't know, call me crazy, but something I just happened to notice and think was pretty funny. All right, that's enough about the box. No one cares about the box. Now that I've wasted your time. All right, overall, I think it's got a pretty cool look. It's got a good feel to it. You know, standard stuff here, anodized aluminum body. What's not standard are these rubber caps. That's pretty nice little bonus. Like I said, when this falls, no matter how it falls, it's not going to be able to, I mean, you can hit the side of a table or something in the middle, but generally speaking, you drop it onto a normal flat surface. You know, most of our grounds we walk on are flat. It's going to land on some rubber, okay, like this, or bounce around, whatever. So that's good. It absorbs the impact. Now on the ends here, the rubber is more pliable and soft, so it will, you know, absorb that energy. So that's pretty cool. Let's talk about the function of this knife. This flashlight. It has a tail clicky. Okay, reverse click on the tail. I don't know why. Well, I'll tell you why I think why. Because obviously it's very tactical. It's very cool and common in the flashlight industry right now to make a bunch of flashlights with a, a tail clicky, as opposed to something on the side. This mimics a smaller tactical flashlight in overall appearance and obviously in function. Now, if I have a little pocket light that's 3 or 4 inches long, of course tail clicky is going to be great. That's what I want. That's what's common. That's what makes sense. On this much larger flashlight, using a tail clicky or a tail cap switch, whatever you want to call it, it's inconvenient at best. Because of the heft of this, it's hard to hold it back here to turn it on and off. It just doesn't make a great sense for design, for function. For form, it looks cool. Like I said, it's common, it's fun, it's exciting, it's what we're all used to, right? But in small lights, you can't carry this design into a big light efficiently. I would say how most people are going to carry this flashlight is going to be one of two ways. You're going to carry it like this, okay? Like a normal person might just grab it. It's a large flashlight. You grab it like this and you point it at whatever you're pointing at, right? Or if you're uber cool and like a security guard, for some reason security guards always grab their flash, or cops too. They carry their large flashlights like this. They grab that big old mag light and they hold it like this. Why do they hold it like this? In an overhand grip, just like this to flash that stuff. First of all, it's comfortable. You usually have a lot of weight when you have a big flashlight, okay? So instead of holding it like this and having all that weight tip on the forward of your hand, you have more strength holding it like this. It just makes more sense. It comes naturally because it's more comfortable. Yeah, so if you're holding like this, now you're talking about a two-hand operation to turn it on and off. You don't want that. It's not a good design feature or function. I would say it's a design flaw. With larger lights, I generally do prefer a side switch, okay? Just like a standard mag light or something. It just makes more sense. You naturally grab it like that. Even if you were to grab it like this, you can still use a regular side switch on it, okay? That's what a lot of people do with mag lights. So yeah, a hit on that. I don't like that as far as design is concerned. It does have a crenulated bezel, I believe is what it's called. Basically, there's a cutout so that when this is flat against the surface, it allows light to come through. Sometimes when you have a sharper or more acute crenulated bezel, it's for impact, so if you're holding the flashlight in a reverse grip or whatever like this, like, a little tactical flashlight, you can use it to strike, to hit, to hurt an attacker or whatever. This is not gonna hurt anyone like that, and it's not meant for that, but the little crack you get from here does serve a big purpose. And that is when the flashlight's on, and it's placed down on its face, like let's say you're using it whenever you go to put it down naturally like this, you can notice that the flashlight is on. It's a function or feature that a lot of flashlights have these days where it allows some light to escape. Whereas you take your standard mag light and put it down, it's flat. If it's on and facing down, you'll never know it's on. And you may leave it on and run the batteries out. So just a small little thing. Probably maybe not even on purpose. They just happen to do this by design. All right. The two modes, you have the regular mode, again, 140 lumens, okay, that's your high. So how this flashlight works is you click all the way in, and then when you let go, you have constant on. Okay, that makes it a reverse tail switch. If you put light pressure on the back of the switch, you have momentary off, which doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, I don't really like that. As far as the function of how the flashlight works, lightly pushing gives you momentary off. There's not many situations where you'd want momentary off, whereas some flashlights have a function of momentary on, okay? So if you turn the flashlight on, lightly push, you get momentary off, which doesn't make any sense to me. What I would like is that without turning it completely or constant on, lightly pushing it in the beginning, giving me a momentary on would be a much better function as far as how the UI works on this flashlight. The other thing I don't like about this, there's our high, okay, you do a full click again, it doesn't go off, it just goes into your energy saving mode or low mode. I don't like the way that works. Then you click it again to be completely off. So you have two functions, click all the way on, click all the way to low mode, click all the way off. Generally speaking, a lot of us don't cycle through modes. And if you do use a low mode, you don't want to go through it every single time you use a flashlight. You want to grab the flashlight, you You want to turn it on and shut it off. But now you're stuck with every single time. You can't just shut it right off. You have to go into a separate mode and then shut it off. I think it's an inconvenience. I don't think it's a great design function. I would much have preferred, you know, click it on and click it off. And then if you wanted to switch into a power saving mode or low mode, you know, twist the bezel a little bit, or maybe lightly push the button, or a separate button or something like that. I just don't like how this, you know, this switch works. So between that and the fact that it is a tail clicky and it's just awkward, doesn't seem that great. But honestly, I still love this flashlight. I absolutely love it. I don't think the price is ridiculous. I think it's right in there. It's, you know, pretty on par with some mag lights and stuff. Offers the same amount of power, if not more, than a standard mag light, you know, or even the standard LED mag lights. I like the heft again for a car, just because it is another source of an impact weapon, another possibility to defend yourself if need be. I mean, if this thing's rugged enough, you can use this thing as a hammer if you needed to. It's got some heft. Yeah, I mean, I think it looks pretty cool overall. It does have enough light. We're gonna go outside and do a little a test to see what it looks like. But overall, you know, I still like it. I still like it. It's cool. Although it doesn't have all the functions and features of a perfect flashlight, I think it serves a great purpose. And if this does pass my my destruction test, we'll call it, because I will try to destroy it. You know, I'll start off lightly, but eventually get to a point where, okay, here's what it can take, here's where it can't take. But if it surprises me and just lasts a lot longer than I thought, then even better. But as it is right now, for 30 bucks, I think it's a great option. I really, really like it. Big fan. I like LED lights for a couple reasons. Obviously, there's no bulb to break. An LED stands for light emitting diode. And if you look at one really close, well, you know, let's zoom in a little bit. Here's the business end. By the way, plastic lens on this, not glass. I do prefer glass lenses. You know, particularly if you have something fancy and you have an anti-reflecting coating and blah, blah, blah. And I do prefer a metal reflector in there, and this is also plastic. But, you know, in this price range, you're not looking at glass and metal, you're looking at plastic and plastic. Nothing wrong with that. But anyway, the LEDs, they just last longer than incandescent bulbs, because if you drop this and it had an incandescent bulb in there, you have a chance of the glass bulb breaking. Whereas this is a light emitting diode with basically a epoxy dome on it. There's no lens to break. You know, in fact, most human beings would say, you'd say, where's the light bulb? And they'd point and go, that's the light bulb. Some people wouldn't even know that, but if they got as far as saying, yeah, that's the light bulb, you say, nope, you're wrong. There is no light bulb in this. An LED is not a bulb at all. But anyway, let's go outside and take a little beam shot of this and see what we're working with. Let me, you know what? Let me grab another flashlight. And because I want to do a little comparison, I'm just thinking what light I should use to compare this to. Crapola. Hang on just a second. Let me see. I'm still here. I'm down. Hey, you know what? I'll tell you what. I'm not even going to edit this video, by the way. Sorry. I could edit this all together. Why? Let's just roll with it, right? I have here a 2D mag light. Okay, slightly bigger batteries. You know, a lot of people have these. I'm going to compare this to this. That makes a lot of sense. I'll compare this to this. I will compare this to this. And you'll have a reference, okay? Like I said, because this is a common flashlight, I could grab some Phoenix or, you know, some other model that I have, but you know what? This is just really common, so it'll give you a good understanding of what we're working with. So, put these in my pockets. I got a flashlight in my pockets. Is that a D-mag light in your pocket, or you just happen to see me? Alright, you know what? Yeah, let me take the whole thing here. We're just going to go right out. Right outside. No editing on this one. Like I said, just rolling with it. Alright, Gus, wanna go outside? Come on, we'll go outside. Sleeping. It looked like he was awake, he's not. Alright, I'm getting my shoes on. Dun, 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 dun. Alright. You know what? I'm gonna put the lights on. Okay, we're outside with the extremely loud crickets. I mean, ridiculously loud. I like it though. It's nice, country. All right, so let's start off with the mag light. Here's our mag light. We focus our beam. Okay. So, we're in front of my house, and right now I have this mag light beam focused on a rock, which I know is 15 feet away because I measured it once. I want to see how wide the driveway was. So I got a 15-foot beam right now. Now, in person, by the way, I have this focus. I could open the beam up a little bit. Of course, mag lights have all those artifacts and rings and stuff. But I want to keep this focus just for this test for now. But you can see it there. I mean, in my, in person, I have about a foot circle on the rock, and the spill is extremely light. It's not very bright at all, but the spill is about 10 or 15 feet itself. All right. Now, let's see what we got with the Rayovac. Tail clicky. All right, so first of all, obviously being an LED as opposed to incandescent, we have more of a straight white color. I would say with this particular LED, there's slight blue tint. It's not a tremendous amount, but it is there. Okay, slightly on the blue side as opposed to the solid super white. Now what I'm getting is more of a spill and center beam kind of combo, where it's a smooth transition. It's not just a solid thrower, and it's not all spill either. It's not like a floodlight, but I can tell you that it's much more even, so that the overall flood that I am getting, or the spill that I'm getting, is a lot brighter, okay, which I really like. It gives me an entire area to see. Now let's go to the low mode. Low mode, the rock itself is almost just as bright, but the entire spill definitely dimmed on me. So I don't get as much area light. But of course the advantage of this is a longer runtime. Alright, let's move the camera over a little bit. Actually, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I want to give you more objects to look at. So I'm walking across my driveway, and now I'm roughly 20-25 feet away from my side deck. I have a grill out there, and it's where the one porch is. So let's look with the mag light first. All right, so here's the steps going up, and here's the railing and the wall and a tree to give you a reference. You scan the whole area here. All right, coming across. Oh, it got blurry. Coming across, we have more deck railing. And some, flower boxes and stuff. So yeah, that's the mag light. If I open up the beam a little bit on here, plenty of artifacts, but at least you could see more of the area. Some plants. That's my pepper plant at the bottom, my mint. All right, so let me just do like kind of a circle here, so you can kind of get an idea what the scene looks like. There's some all flowers and stuff. All right, tighten the beam up again. Now we're going to switch over to the Rayovac. All right, here it is on high. Let me let my camera focus. Now we can see here that we obviously get much more of an overall view. And this is where this light really shines. Yes, pun intended, ha ha ha. The spill, it makes it more of a floodlight than it does a spotlight. It's a nice combination for just a general utility light. It's not task specific. In other words, if I wanted to reach out really, really far, I'd want a spotlight, right? Or if I'm not going very far, but I want a wall of light, I go for all flood. This has a pretty good combination of both. It's pretty balanced. I could see, generally the whole area. And you guys, I mean, looking in the viewfinder, you can see everything pretty good here too. As I pan across. 140 lumens, gets the job done. It's plenty. Of course, we all want more. What's better than 140? 150. Why not 200? Why not 500? Why not 1,000? Well, you keep jacking up that light and power, you're going to jack up the cost in batteries and, of course, the cost in the flashlight itself. So anyway, very nice. Let's switch over to low. See the difference. Again, I mean, obviously we're dropping our overall light output, but the significant difference is that your center beam is really, you know, it's kind of lost a little bit. And now I'm looking at the viewfinder for a second, and it looks a lot different than in person. In low mode, in person, that center circle almost doesn't exist. I'm getting basically one big circle, one wall of light, as opposed to the beam shot. You know, I mean, you know, consolidated beam in the middle. But, yeah, pretty much it. Let's spin you around a little bit. Just put this Rayovac back on high. Kind of look around. Here's the front of the house. If I let that focus. Focus, come on, go on night mode or something. Focus. There we go. Side of the house. Going inside. There's the Bronco. I'm roughly 50 feet away from it right now or so. Shines up pretty good. More trees, woods. The neighbor's house way back there, which I'm shining my light in now. So let's stop doing that because that's rude. All right, you see that thing reflecting right there? That's a neighbor's sign. That's probably, I want to guess, maybe 70 or 75 feet away. So, you know, gets the job done. Absolutely. But something to note here is that in person, the surrounding beam, besides that hot spot in the middle, you can see all those trees there. Now, in the viewfinder, it looks like a clump of trees, and then it's kind of black everywhere else. But in person, it's not that black. It's actually lit up pretty good. So you can't give the best representation of a flashlight and its performance by camera or video. To see it in person is always better. So put it this way, if you like the performance you see in the video, it'll be even better if you bought the thing. That goes for any kind of flashlight review. So anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate your time as always, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.